I'm Judy Cummers. I teach at Career Center, have a marketing and entrepreneurship program. And Chris came over and I just said, you know, I have a hard time getting kids into my program because we have students that can come from 9 different schools and we have some outstanding students, and I know a lot of people think, oh, it's vocational education, you know, these are kids that aren't very intelligent or whatever. And I always tell people, and it just kicks me off when someone says that to me, because I say, probably 99% of my students go into college. One of the neatest things that you guys have done for me is have our grand openings. In November, we have grand openings of our store, and they have come and videotape those. It's just constantly the things that you've done for me. You know, I appreciate it. We always need those positive things because we know there's enough negative things about kids. So we always need just those positive things about how wonderful kids, you know, kids are.
When I first started, I went out to Maryville, and then I think I must have been following Chris home because when I went out to Maryville, the medians were clean, and then when I came back, there was all these green ValpoLife signs. I'm like, what is this? And I followed her around, and then I had stopped off at the car dealership to get an oil change, and I went across the Heritage Valley and saw signs, more signs, and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're like multiplying. And so I went online, and I fell in love with it immediately and the concept of it, and I help out where I can and spread the word to everybody because I just want to be able to help something that's such a cool, positive thing that has so much information and so many good people with it. So,
my relatives are all in Florida, and that's where they check for everything Valpo now. It's a great connection for a huge, large family. That's where they go. Not the newspaper, but ValpoLife.com. It's kind of kept our family together and in the loop, all your photos and stuff, and makes it easy to share everything that goes on in the town. I'm happy to support it. I love it.
I actually heard about ValpoLife because Kathy was hosting, so I really felt like it was a coming out party for you guys.
Oh, that's right.
Wasn't it?
The ice cream social.
So it was an ice cream social. Gosh, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kathy said, "Come by. You got to meet Natalie Kavanaugh's husband, Chris Mulliman." Jade kept asking me, "I don't understand. Is it a newspaper? Is it a Facebook page? But it's all positive stuff, no negative ever." Because my daughter refuses to read the paper, refuses to watch the news. Because the first 10 minutes of the news is talking about somebody dying, somebody. I said, yeah, that's it. And we were hooked. We were absolutely hooked. We signed up right away, and ever since then, everything that these guys do is just so positive. All of the events are fun as can be, and all of our kids love it. They all get together and have fun everywhere we go. So it's been a really neat experience. I'm glad to be a little bit a part of it. Thank you.
They ended up creating a website for me on ValpoLife literally overnight. And it was one of the nicest sites. It was awesome. And everything that they've done since then has been, to me, I'm amazed. And I say it often on ValpoLife that they are just awesome. And they do everything so quickly and it's done so nicely.
You know, teachers will email me and say, hey, I've got this project going on. I am not kidding, and sometimes it is last minute. Karen or whoever I contact, they're out there. They're out there right away. One time I had a Valpo University or Viking University event, and we knew there wouldn't be a great turnout, but it was on finances. And Dr. Mellon kind of was like, oh, you know, I'd like to get this out there. And I went, oh, we should have gotten this videotape. And so I called, and we ended up getting Ryan out there for the entire session, and he got everything out there so that the community knew what the presentation was about that day. We did a big thing with the prize patrol for teacher appreciation. I called Karen, she's like, I'll be there Monday morning. What time do you want me? I'm like, oh, it might be early, I'll be there. I'm like, well, you don't probably want to go around to all 11 schools. Oh yeah, I'm coming to all 11 schools. I mean, it was like a caravan of us going all around. So I can't tell you how wonderful that is.
I substitute at the high school, mostly in the office, and I was filling in for Bobby Pio, and I must have been bored and checking out her emails or something, or somehow got onto Facebook. Anyway, there was a ValpoLife.com thing that said, unsung heroes. You know, who would you vote as somebody, you know, that does everything and never gets a pat on the back? Immediately, the two secretaries in the front office at the high school. Those two women are amazing. What they can handle on a daily basis. The students, the administrators, the phone calls from the parents, sorry. It's wild. It's wild what they have to handle. So I immediately went to ValpoLife.com and said, you need to recognize Jenny Lawson and Lisa Frankus because they are amazing women. The next morning, first thing in the morning, there's ValpoLife.com. In the office, taking pictures, showing their door, like, who did this? They were shocked. But no, it was amazing. So I was really thrilled. That was my first experience with ValpoLife.com, and they were out there and recognizing these women that really, truly do a lot of work. I thought